Okay, I'm just gonna wait for a few more people to join in before I start. Okay. Hi guys. If there's anybody here. Okay, we do have people here. Hey everybody. Sorry we lost the connection and we're back again. Thank you for rejoining. I already see people who had joined and joined back. So thank you for being here. And for those of you who are new here, Natasha here, and I'm just gonna quickly add my 1 second. Mr. Moon forever says best of luck. Thank you so much. Okay. Okay, we have you back. We have
Yes.
Jatin here. Hi Jatin, how are you? Okay, awesome. Let's start. So last we were talking about how COVID hit and things are not that great, but now of course,
Yes.
y'all are doing great. So the season
So
looks
they're
good, I'm
relatively
hoping.
smooth now. And I
Yeah.
think the whole idea of doing something intimate but doing something amazing has come in. We
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
weddings where we're not basically even crossing about 1,000 like we used to, or 500 guests like we used to. We're doing weddings
Right.
in about 200 guests or even 100 guests at max sometimes. And that I think idea of having an intimate affair and giving it to a
Yeah.
lot of details has come in now, which is very
Yeah.
important, I feel.
So what do you think? Like, are you guys like, we were in conversation with the team from Designer Inc. and they were all about doing the intimate weddings. So are you guys also hardcore intimate wedding lovers, or is it like, okay, let's bring it on and we'll just take it up? What's your style?
So, honestly, I feel like we absolutely enjoy when it comes to intimate weddings. That's
Yeah.
also because you put so much thought into creating a design.
Yeah.
When you have big weddings, which is too many guests, you have a lot of structure that you need to play with. So
Right.
that is
Yeah.
something which comes as more technical things that come in. But when
Right.
we talk about weddings which have about 200 guests or 100 guests or relatively intimate, then for that matter, we take care of every small detail and every inch is counted if you really see. So I
That's
think
true.
that's
Yeah.
the details, understanding who these people are, our brides, our grooms, understanding their taste, their stories, and bringing it onto the table in terms of decor and details is an amazing experience for us, and we absolutely enjoy it.
I think that's one thing for sure, right? That when you're doing intimate weddings, you tend to get, I mean, weddings and wedding planners and designer anyway tend to become family by the end of it. But
Yeah,
especially when you're doing intimate weddings, I feel the connection is even stronger because you
absolutely.
just kind of attached to those 150, 200 guests. Like each
Yeah,
of them remembers your name, the team, and you personally end up remembering everybody's name. So I think that's
absolutely.
something that connects more when you're talking about intimate
Yeah, and
weddings
I
and stuff.
think when we come to intimate weddings, you have so many meetings happening with fast family, extended families. You have Chacha ji on the table, you have Mama ji as well, you have
Yeah.
Masi as well, and all of them sitting together and
Yeah.
discussing the wackiest ideas together. That is an experience which is not only for the bride and groom or their families, and it's an experience for us as well. So I think
Absolutely,
that
I'm
way,
sure.
because we understand their style, we understand what they want, what they don't want, bridging the gap between the two generations, all of that is an experience altogether, and every step that we take and every experience that we have, it all counts.
I'm very sure. I mean, I love seeing those small things that
Yeah,
that may just matter to you, but people notice that, and that's beautiful when the pictures turn out and you see it getting executed. So awesome.
absolutely.
Okay, hi to everybody. Hi Megha. We have Megha here. Hi.
Hi.
Whoever's Okay, we have too many people. Guys, please keep dropping us questions. We're just gonna keep chit chatting and do our bit. We're not here for anything. So if you have some wedding planning questions, anything with regards to our courses from the wedding school, you have anything to ask from Ashima when it comes to her experiences from weddings, please throw in and we'll keep taking them up as we speak forward. Okay, Ashima. So tell me, I'm just going to grab a question from the last thing that you mentioned about wackiest idea. So you tell me, what is the wackiest idea do you guys think you have cracked? which is out of nowhere, and it was just like a blast, and boom, you're doing it.
So I would honestly say that I will not call it a wackiest idea as such, but something that we've recently done and which sort of, everybody, there are things that you create and everybody remembers you from that. So
Yeah.
I guess we did something in Mehrangarh Fort last year. And the groom was basically a fanatic for animals, and
Okay.
the bride was a kick-ass dancer. She's got that spark in her. So we felt like Mehrangarh being a fort, we need to do something very different there. Let's create
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
different experience for everyone. Uh, they probably met in a club, and we wanted to make that experience come alive again of meeting the other person for the first time.
Yeah.
It's like love at first sight all over again.
Yeah.
So for their ring ceremony slash engagement, we decided to convert Mehrangarh Fort, Jodhpur, into a club inside, which was called the Club
Wow.
Panther. We put a life-size panther. I'm sure if you've seen the photos and
I
videos,
have.
it's
I
amazing.
have. Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
a life-size panther that we put in right at the entrance where everybody was, when they came and they saw that there's this massive panther there, it sort of created that whole vibe of a club. And then there's a tunnel which has that trance lighting running, and then when you enter the final area, it's like a massive area which is full of disco balls, and there's lots
Yeah.
of shiny stuff. There are fringes and pom poms and all of that. So the materials that we played for that specific event, for that specific sangeet, I think all of that combined, and the whole concept of Club Panther came in so loud. We thankfully we won an award also for that, and so so I think that's something that stuck. And whenever we tell people now that this is our work, they
Yeah.
can recognize that panther and they can tell us that this is what we've seen and we remember this from the posts or social media
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
friends telling
I
us
think it
about
was
it.
all over. I think it was all over the internet. I remember the disco ball setup. I have it like crispy clear
Yeah.
in my mind.
Yeah,
So yes, that was
everyone
one good
remembers the
thing.
panther, I guess.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean it's such a cool idea to kind of, out of nowhere, a place like Mehrangarh, you're probably in
Yeah,
Rajasthan, and then you're creating something so fancy and modern in such a historical yet
absolutely.
so I
I
can
think that was
imagine
a
the kind of
challenge
vibe.
as well as the most amazing thing that we'd done. I know
Yeah.
when we started off thinking that it might, be a challenge because the space is massive, it's not very
Right.
club friendly. And then
Friendly. Yeah.
creating VIP lounges, a massive island bar, and all of that together. I think that whole experience and the way we planned that entire thing all together, it was amazing, and we were very thankful that by the end of it, it turned out so well. And that there's a scare that you have in the beginning that maybe as designers,
Yeah.
everybody knows that whatever you're doing is pure imagination,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you bring in renders, you bring in lots of other material to support it, but
Right.
whatever it looks on the last day, it looks on the last day.
You
So we
don't know
also have our
what it-
scare. It's like, it's like that. So having that scare as well, and then finally standing on site and taking that big uh breath of relief,
Yeah.
I think that was spectacular. And remembering that specific experience when people entered and they were clicking pictures with that panther non-stop. It was flooded with all the guests, and they were all, despite having another photo area, the panther was the main highlight.
The
So
highlight
I
of the
think
event. Awesome.
that is something that you always take from one of the weddings or one of the events.
In fact, you just go to the wedding school's posting, and I just read the post that it said that, trying and going out of the way, taking the risk of experimenting is something that will make you stand out as anybody in the wedding industry, whether you're from the technicals team and you're trying to do something nice with the light and sound, or you're from the
Yeah,
decor team, or you're a planner or a florist. I think anybody and everybody who will try to attempt something new will definitely end up being somewhere that initiative, and it may absolutely go wrong as well, and there's nothing wrong
absolutely.
about it. There's
Correct.
I mean, it's all something that you're trying. Of course, you got to try your best, but give it a shot, and I'm sure it works. Tell me, Ashima,
Absolutely. And
how
I
do you?
think
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
why
Please go
the
ahead.
whole idea of your expertise, having those technical drawings, having renders, and all of that really
Yeah,
helps, because that's a
yeah.
support system for us and the bride and groom as well. Because what I tell all my brides and grooms or and their families is that I'm very happy to surprise you with something extra on the day of the wedding, but I'm not
Right.
here to shock you. So I'm going to give you
Yeah.
everything that I have in terms of supporting material, but
Yeah.
for that last string, that leap of faith, you have to keep that faith in me and come on site and
Absolutely.
expect to see. I expect to see your face at that time, because I think when they're
Absolutely.
happy, the way their face glows is
Yeah.
just it just makes it.
It's just worth all the hectic tensions, all the
Yeah,
anxiety that comes through it, and it's
yeah,
beautiful. And you just, the best part is, as a wedding planner, I'm always like, how do I see what I did? Like there is no
yeah,
picture that can probably tell how nice of a service I gave. But I
yeah.
love the fact about decor and design that, and sometimes when we do end up taking design and decor in house, and we kind of get into, I'm like, this is so satisfying because I can finally see what I thought.
I mean,
It's
that's what
crazy.
it's like magic. It's like you
Yeah.
snap your fingers, everything is clear. Next snap, you have like full-fledged
A full,
structures,
yeah.
and your third snap, everything is out again.
That's true. That's hard. It hurts.
Yeah.
It hurts to see it go.
But
Okay,
I
we
think
have so
that's
many
it's
people
smashing. It's
here.
almost that's why I say it's almost like magic.
Yeah, it is.
One
In
time
fact,
it's
if
there, the
you
other
will,
it's not.
we're running for this year's campaign. We're running like, we've seen weddings as circus. We personally thought that, being on the other side of the weddings, where other than teaching we do plan weddings, we were like,
Right.
weddings is a big circle, lot of
Right.
emotions, lot of drama happening. People are just expecting, looking at the stage for you, and you got to create the magic. And honestly, the design and decor, we've always said the designer is like the magician, because he gets to, like, within a click, he gets to change whatever is there in front of
Yeah.
them. So yeah, that's
Absolutely.
absolutely right. We have so many people here. I'm so excited. Hi guys. Hi everybody. Okay, somebody is saying, Sameer's delicacy says we're a big admirer of Aroosi. So
Thank
shout out
you.
to you guys.
Thank you so much.
Hi Sayam. Hi Quivers. We have Quivers Chamber Coil. I love you guys. If you all are there, hi, what's up? You all doing some amazing work. Okay, there's just so many people. Awesome. Tell me, Ashima, that like when you were talking about 3Ds, and to be able to be capable enough to kind of make somebody imagine their
Yeah.
big day. I mean, as much as the creativity and as much as the imagination, the thoughts come in place, it's equally technical as well. I mean,
Absolutely.
a creative person can visualize, but of course there's a big team that goes behind who kind of executes your visualization. So,
Correct.
and like when we were honestly starting the decor design course, we never wanted to get into it in a go. We wanted to take some time, understand what possible. We took a little more time, because we kept getting these DMs which kept asking us, hi, is there a design decor course? Is there decor course? Are there more sessions that specialize in decor only? That excitement of trying these people trying to do decor and
Yeah.
trying to know how does it all come down. And
Yeah.
that's when we thought that, okay, we just don't want to go all out and just for the name and heck of getting a course. So, we took our time. We kind of realized what is it that the process is like, whether it's from a student perspective, from a faculty perspective, from a client perspective, and hence come up with something. And
Correct.
luckily, we kind of, now cracked it, and, we designed this entire curriculum where literally, like you were saying, right from imagining the first thought of, okay, you know what, I want to do this. Okay, I want to do this color palette. Okay, I saw this somewhere. Okay, this hotel lobby looks
Yeah.
nice. Maybe I can kind of grab that from there.
Correct.
All of that, from that to versus to be able to make 2Ds and 3Ds, versus, of course, the mood boards, palettes, and of course, the main work, which is being able to
Exactly.
execute it.
Correct.
So Yeah, in the curriculum, we've kind of tried doing that entirely, wherein we're trying to teach them on, everything is inspiration. So it's totally open-minded. You need to just absorb wherever it comes from, but
Yeah.
process is very important. So tell me, how does it work? Like, what are few? I won't say skills, because skills is something we can always work upon. What are some, or else you just give me two personality traits that you look for whenever you guys are hiring anybody on
It's
board
going
for
to
your
sound
team.
very wacky, but
Yeah,
I'm a big believer of vibe and aura.
yeah, yeah,
And I feel that when you can sit across somebody, have a conversation, and they feel that passionately about what they want to do and where they want to be. Because as a background, I'll tell you, I used to be in a corporate job, and I was handling digital marketing for
okay,
in a company, and one day, it's that you're not meant to be in a specific place, and I
yeah,
knew that events was something I always wanted to do, right from college maybe. So I think that decision of leaving that corporate and deciding to do what I need to do or I want to do in terms of passion and follow my
yeah,
passion, that was it's a difficult decision as well, because you
yeah,
have nothing in your hands. And I think in this in any scenario for that matter, it's people everybody plays it safe, everybody
yeah,
wants to be safe. That security is very important.
yeah,
When I left my job, I had nothing in my hand. It was only the passion that I want to be somewhere, and I want to work in the wedding industry, and nothing else mattered to me. I think that is what really matters. It comes across so easily when you're sitting across someone
yeah,
that they want to do this forever, they want to do this for a living,
yeah,
and they're ready to face the challenges that come along with it.
right, absolutely, yeah,
Also, this second thing would be completely about the fact how flexible they are. Because again, what you said, there are two aspects. One is the management side of it in the company, and the
yeah,
other side is the technical side of it.
yeah,
Depending upon what the person is reaching out for, if it's the design side, of course, there's a set of programs and all of that they need to learn. They should know ideally.
yeah, yeah,
And but when it comes to management side, all you need is flexibility, that passion and communication. It's
yeah,
important for anybody to be able to talk about what they're really feeling, because
feel,
also
yeah,
I believe the wedding business is completely it's a personal connection. It's not
yeah,
that
yeah,
you can just give anything off to anyone. It's not going to happen like that. You need to
yeah,
be able to communicate and connect with the bride and groom and the families to become a part of
yeah,
their family, and then understand how to turn their visions into reality. So that thing is
true,
very important. Their aura is important, their flexibility is important. And for somebody
yeah,
who's especially in the design end, they need to be they need to be very open minded. They need to go out and find inspiration. People who are big observers, I think they turn out the best designers or the best
the best
creative people,
designers,
because
absolutely,
that you can just pick anything off out of a random place and create a design out of it.
yeah,
So I think these are very
absolutely, yeah.
two segments and two categories, the way things work, and that's the kind of response, or that's the kind of vibe that I expect from everyone to have.
I so agree with both the points. I mean, vibe is something that it runs across, our industry. You should be able to be expressed, you should be able to connect, you should be able to understand somebody else's emotions. And that only happens when you're kind of, on the same page. You need to feel the brief of the bride when she's telling, okay, you know what, this is what I want for my big
Yeah.
day, because there's nothing beyond that, or else you can just kind of do what you want to do, and I'm sure that's not going to
Yeah.
last long.
Correct. That's not
Yeah,
how we tell stories. Also, I
yeah,
feel the person, the way we work, we don't have fixed timings. We don't have
yeah,
fixed days of working. If you have
correct.
Christmas, we might have a meeting or we might have something going on.
We
Uh,
will have.
Even for, yeah. So even in other, when we talk about weekends are when
Yeah.
probably our clients are available, and you
Available.
need to
Yeah.
be available for them. So there are times where you might need to go for a meeting, you might need to see them, you might need to have a conversation with them, and that's very important. And also, when it comes to vibe, you're basically living with us, we're living together,
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
traveling together, we're going to sites together, we're spending days and nights together,
In
because
office. Yeah.
we start working in the day and it just doesn't end. Those
And
5 days are just go in a blink, because that's what I keep telling my brides also, and that's what I keep telling people also. Um when you have your own wedding, anyone who's already married, they realize that those days of their functions go in a blink. They don't
yeah.
remember when their wedding started and when their wedding ended.
And
It's
yeah.
the same with us, because we are working non-stop. We are working with the families. We reach site before them. We leave the site after them, because everything needs to be proper by the time they come back.
Yeah.
So, and
Yeah.
that includes you guys also as planners as well, because you have to be on your toes 24/7.
Yeah.
One person can just come out of anywhere and say, okay, this is what I need at this point of time, and you can't
Yeah.
say no because you're there for them. So,
Absolutely.
living like a family is very important, and you can only live like a family when your aura is the same.
Is the same. I think, all of us who are working in the wedding industry has multiple families other than your own family and the clients. I think your co-colleagues are the biggest family of yours. They're the major support. They know pretty much everything about you.
Yeah.
So, like
They
you
know your
said,
bad days, they know your good
they
days,
know
they
good
know
days.
that you've had a very bad day with maybe a
Yeah.
client, or you had a kick-ass day and everything is done
Yeah.
already. So
And
it
it's
all
all over
shows.
your face. It's all over the way you dress, the way you talk. Everybody knows, okay, you know what? Something's good today. Something's just not right
Yeah,
today.
maybe some days we'll be in a bun and like home choppers and be like, okay, today is not
Okay,
good,
just
guys.
gonna make it to office. Do not disturb today.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I completely agree. So, Ashima, I just want to know you. Okay, I think Ashwini is here and he's writing Ashima is awesome.
Hi.
Hi, Ashwini. How are you guys? Okay, so you tell me. I mean, when we're talking about education versus design and decor, I mean, it's something. Of course, it's something that's been there across the globe already. There have been professional courses who do give you that kind of outlook towards the course. But of course, in India, the trend of entire wedding designing itself is pretty new. I mean, up until now, there was just decorators and planners that coexisted. But
Yeah,
design has become a whole different space when you talk
absolutely.
about Indian weddings, and it's massive. It's a massive space, and of course, there's so much vacuum of good designers. I personally feel because everyone's just trying to kind of upgrade themselves from decorator to I would say a designer, but that's not really happening. There's just so much more sensibility that you need to call
Correct.
yourself as a designer, I would say.
Right.
So you tell me, how much do you think that it matters to you? Do you think that tomorrow somebody from wedding school or from any of our coexisting institute walks in and tells you, what, I know how this is, I know why the console is there, I know why the couple is seated there, or where is it going to come from, or what am I supposed to hide? Do you think that that is something that will impress and push you to also kind of educate more people about how this works?
So in my experience, you're right that we still have a vacuum where there's some, maybe some segment where the planning and design and decor, they're all mixed up into each other,
Yeah.
and that understanding of that division is very important. And there's so many times that I actually end up telling my clients that these are very different things. Your
Yeah.
consulting is very different, your planning is very different, your design is very different,
Yeah.
and final execution is a separate entity together. So what we design will ultimately be executed. So
Yeah.
uh, I feel this, because at a couple of years back we did not have wedding schools for, for our information.
Yeah.
Back
Yeah.
then, we'd probably, start learning on the go. But
Just
now,
keep poking
because
people on site. Why? Why
yeah,
is
like
this
you keep
happening?
asking people questions, what, how is that? How is this? How
Yeah.
do things change? We learned too many things on the go. We try to push for information. Right
Yeah.
now, especially for weddings, I believe the information has started coming in so easily, and
Yeah.
I think with wedding school, with all the courses that are happening for the wedding designers or budding wedding designers and planners, uh, I feel this information needs to be put out to them right away for them to understand and be better prepared for the future. They
Absolutely. Yeah.
it's very important, I believe, for everyone to know their skill, to know what they're good at, and then be able to decide where they want to go.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
may be somebody who's absolutely amazing with logistics, or they're absolutely good with handling the clients or
Yeah.
RSVPs and all of that, because their communication is so fluent. They just connect with the guests like that. And I
Yeah.
think they need to decide that wedding design is not the thing for them. A planning will probably be a better thing for them.
Better suited. Absolutely.
Somebody,
Yeah.
correct, somebody with great aesthetics and maybe a lack of knowledge of softwares, I'd say, we should make sure that if they have great aesthetics and they want to be in the wedding design business, we need to give them that support to be able to
Yeah.
understand and learn these softwares, because they will be needed. We
Yeah.
understand
Yeah.
that you have the aesthetics, but putting it right across for your clients is equally important.
Important.
We need to bridge
Absolutely.
both
Yeah.
the gaps. So
Yeah.
I believe all of that is our responsibility to tell people, and for these children and for these students to learn all of these things
Yeah.
depending upon what their focus is or what their expertise is.
You know what? Actually, this happens with us, Ashima, that somebody comes to us and say, okay, you know what? I love decor and I love doing designing. But however, we kind of while there's a lot of counseling happening, while there's a one-on-one interaction happening, a lot of presentation assignments are given to them, and we end up realizing, you know what? You're not made for decor. You are actually best fit into this. So, like
Yeah,
you just said, that this kind of also gives them an idea. Okay, you know what? This is my best trait, and this is the
right.
best field that I need to go into and explore.
Hmm.
So that's very well put up. I have a question here that says, is it important for event planners to learn design? You want to take that up, Ashima?
So I believe that it is not important, but it
I
is
agree.
always a benefit, because the connection that wedding planners have with the families is the maximum. So
Yeah,
your exposure towards the clients is the maximum, which means what they feel you can let the wedding designers know. You can
that's true.
explain what they like, what their dislikes are, and pass on those aesthetics to a wedding designer much better, because your
Yeah,
exposure is more. So if there's
absolutely.
there's an inclination towards aesthetics, to have better aesthetics, that always helps. Ash- Ashwini saying hi me. Oh no. So yeah, I think that's what's most important, and your will to be able to understand and communicate with the clients is the most important. So
I
it's not
agree. I
a
mean,
mandatory, but I
it's
feel
not a
it's
mandate.
always nice to have an
Yeah,
additional feather in your cap.
and even I think a lot of, not all weddings have designers on board. So if as a planner you can kind of fill that space up, just because you have an knack for design and you kind of understand better, you can serve much better to your client, with just by your understanding and your knowledge and your interest. So yeah, to answer your question, Adarsh, like Ashima said, and I would just mix the two answers, that no, it's not compulsory, I would say, to know design, but knowing design would always add up to your own work, and of course the final output would be much better. So whether it comes to briefing a designer and getting the best out of them, and kind of bridging the thoughts of the
Yeah.
client versus them, as well as kind of filling up the space of a designer in case you don't have somebody on board with you. So knowing that
I
is definitely
also
a good.
have another thing that I was just thinking about.
Sure.
So,
Yeah.
again, coming back to communication, once if somebody understands the kind of aesthetics that the family has, it is always nice because every designer has a style of their own.
Yeah.
They have a specific way where where they try to work, and in due time everybody starts realizing that this is their work and this is
Yeah.
their work, because it becomes like a style that they always follow. It's
Yeah.
their
Yeah.
aesthetic. So I think that making that choice of the right person for the family also helps if you if you have an
Absolutely.
inclination towards
Good
aesthetics.
design. Absolutely. I think Kriti has asked, could anyone help out of you guys? Kriti, I can't really find your question in the chat. So if you, okay, she has written, I need charters for my wedding. I think Kriti, this would be, this is something that I think I and Ashima can help you offline. So you can always ping us, and I think we can kind of help you further with it. But yeah, right now would not be the best time. So yeah, but you can definitely drop us a message, and we'll be happy to help and see how we can do this for you. What else do we have? Okay, we have uh, Marisha ma'am saying, Ashima, which is your favorite project and your favorite client till date? Okay, I want to first take, is it the same discussion that we've already?
So honestly, I will never say that I have a favorite project or a favorite client, because
Okay.
it's like, it's like choosing that you like this family member versus that family
Yeah.
member more, because they're all like family now, they're all friends now. I have a client who was my first ever. She is from London, and every time she comes here, she would definitely see me. We would meet, we would have a chat, even if it's once in a year. I think that's perfectly fine. And we just, you keep connecting with those people.
Yeah.
All my
Yeah.
clients, I feel I've had great connections with them. We've had so many stories to tell, the processes. So every project has its own stories, and
Yeah.
honestly, it doesn't depend upon how big the wedding was or how intimate
Absolutely.
the wedding
Yeah.
was. It completely depends upon the kind of experiences and the kind of memories I take with me by the end of it, and the memories I take with them at the end of
Yeah.
the wedding. Yeah.
Absolutely. Very well said. I think, yeah, we can't ever have like favorite project. Every project that
Yeah.
we do
It's
kind of ends
very
up
hard.
becoming,
You can't pick.
it becomes, because it's the most recent thing in your mind. So, that probably might be the topmost thing, but you would never say, okay, you know what, this is my favorite.
No,
So
I mean, yeah.
tell me,
You
Ashma,
have
how
memories with everyone.
every project, yeah, there's
Yeah.
so many problems, there's so many good things,
I
there's
think
so
that's
many,
what binds us the most, when you
yeah,
have some problems going on and there's some, clashes going on in terms of whatever reason. Maybe one thing is, that whole process of creating it. And I mean, I feel if you're designing a wedding, there is no way there will not be a problem in life. There will be. Let's be
new
honest about
problems
it.
every day. New
Every
problems
day,
every day.
because we are creating something magical, as they say, there has to be problems. Someday some production will not work, or this is not
Yeah,
meeting the timeline and all of that. And through that process, these problems or these glitches that come in, they actually bind us together further. So
absolutely. They are
I
the
think
ones.
that's more
These
important.
these problems are the ones that kind of obviously makes the wedding more memorable, makes you tougher
Yeah.
and everything. But the best part is to look at it and how did you kind of resolve and how did it finally turn out to be, and
Yeah.
then you just give a
I
good laugh about it.
I honestly even help my brides decide what they want to wear. I'm not kidding. I'm we It's like binding the entire thing together as
Absolutely,
concept. So
absolutely.
we
Yeah,
feel like, if they've decided their outfits, then we need to be able to compile it together as a concept and not do something completely berserk. And
yeah,
those two
yeah.
things are not matching. Their aesthetic needs to match, their style needs to match, and all of that only comes in when you know the clients
Know
well.
them close. Absolutely,
Yeah.
that's so true. I mean, what are
And
they
I think
wearing?
it's
What?
very important. It's very important for them to be comfortable with you. Because what I always tell my clients, for sure, I think everybody will know this, the people who work with me, is I tell them that if after this you're not comfortable with me, sorry, have you on? Yeah.
Yeah.
After this, if you're not comfortable with me, if you think that I'm not the right fit for you, do not take me. Do not work with me. It's completely fine. You want my help? Please call me up. I will give you whatever help that you need. You need some advice, I will give you. I'll help you through.
Absolutely.
But
Yeah.
don't take me, because today is only a beginning. You have 6 months or 1 year or 3 months more for your wedding.
Right.
And I will only be able to do my job best if you're able to speak to me without hesitating.
Absolutely. I so agree with it. I mean, if you cannot connect, there have been times when we do end up being around clients, or I would say clients being around us, wherein the vibes just don't match. And I mean, as much as the work delivers out and comes out to be great, you always know that the connect could have just made it more special. So, having that connect is absolutely important. Tell me,
Correct.
Ashima, that, when you are talking about designing decor for any wedding, what's your favorite process part, whether it's the start, the middle where you're doing the deeds, or the final execution? What is that one part that's your favorite through the process, and why do you enjoy that the most?
For me, it is step one. Let's be honest. Yeah. It is the fact when I'm sitting with the family, getting to know them for the first time.
Yeah.
Because that is like a make or break. As much as it's a rush, it is also that emotional reason why I came into this industry, to understand what they need from me, and if I'm the right person for them also or not.
Yeah.
Maybe there have been times where I can tell people that I'm not right for you. Because if you need something and you and I are not able to connect, then it won't go well.
Right.
So we'd rather take a step back right now than maybe somebody else can do that job better for you as a person.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So because I believe these dreams you see from day one, like especially us as girls, we've seen our wedding dreams since forever. That's how we need our wedding to be. We see like movies and we're like, okay, that's how I need my wedding to be. So I think all of these things combined, it's important that the first step is taken in the right manner, and that is the most special.
The make or break. Absolutely. I so agree with it. I mean, like connecting with somebody is one thing, but knowing, okay, this is me barely out here, so are you. So let's see if we can be family. I mean, it's more like seeing, it's a rishta kind of situation where you go and see the guy or the family to know, okay, what, this is going to be my future for the coming 1 year.
You like me. Let's do this.
Let's do this. Okay, tell me what's the favorite part of decor for you? I mean, what is that, whether it could be the florals or fabrics. I don't know. I'm just giving you hints of what I have in my mind. So tell me, what's your favorite bit that you enjoy the most when it comes on site?
I think the details. I love working on the details because so basically we have questionnaires which the clients usually have. They have to fill for us, and reading those questionnaires and deciding what the actual detail needs to be, that is very important, and that's something that I absolutely enjoy doing. We go through and through and through together. Rasmeen and I just like, one day we just sit down, we rack our brains together, and we're like, okay, we need to figure out what can happen. And some way randomly, when we're all sitting in a meeting with the clients and some story comes off, we quickly write it down because that will turn into a detail someday.
Absolutely, that happens. I mean,
so
even when we're making the MOMs, we always tell the team that, write everything that the client is talking. Any story that they're talking about, anything that they like. In fact, when you go to their houses, notice the kind of house that they have, the kind of aesthetics of their place, the kind of paintings they may put, or like, the pieces. So that itself tells you so much
So
about
many
your
things.
clients, and
Absolutely.
they wouldn't even know about that, they wouldn't even know that, okay, I do like this, because they are living in this forever, they're living there since forever, say. So they end up forgetting, is this me? But you enter into a house, okay, it's very cozy, there's a lot of greens, okay, this is this kind of person. Some people's house, the client's house, are very contemporary, all white, and
Yeah.
just so okay, these are the kind of people that sit here. The kind of clothes or jewelry that they would wear, that itself tells so much about the aesthetics of
Yeah.
one person. So
I think
yeah, we
also the
always end up telling
Instagram
this.
now.
Oh my God,
I
I
I think that's actually a very
yeah,
strong way now to see how they put their Instagram in.
absolutely,
Maybe,
yeah,
you also come to know they love colors, or they probably love only earthy colors or
yeah,
specific monotone of colors. So even all of that, once we see together, we come to know things that they will not say, but it
yeah.
shows.
But it shows,
So
absolutely,
yeah.
yeah.
So
And I think
I
now
have
it
a
goes the
bride
other way
for this
around.
season.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
she's basically, if the first time I actually saw her Instagram is completely in the tones of browns and off whites and all. And I fell in love with her aesthetic at first.
yeah,
And then once we got to detailing as well, we got to making the presentations as well. We realized that we're only following that tonality, and we're also very happy following that tonality.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
think that's also what matters a lot.
Yeah, and the other way around as well, this is something that, okay, anybody who's there, I have recently started doing that. I would earlier, not kind of personally on my personal handle add the clients or the bride and groom, just to keep the professional and personal space separate. But I realized that it is so important for my client and my bride groom to also know me as a
Who
person,
I am, correct,
Yeah, and that would only happen when I let them get exposed and let them follow me back and not just follow
correct,
them.
yeah.
So that itself matters
So I
so
think
much. And
that clash of this industry being so personal and trying to keep it professional, I think that's something that we we sort of we use hit and trial method to understand.
yeah,
So I
yeah,
think this is
yeah,
something I have also realized over time, that it's important for them to understand who we are
yeah,
as people as well.
absolutely. And
And
as much as we
now,
are noticing them, they are noticing us. It matters
absolutely,
so much of what you are wearing, because they're also seeing what kind of space are you sitting in and what are you
correct,
wearing and what
yeah,
kind of aesthetics do your profile have. So
yeah,
that itself tells so much. And the perspective changes so much. I mean, this has happened to me that I've probably met the bride or the couple just probably like once or twice. So we're still in that opening up stage and the icebreaker stage. But when you start following each other on social media, when you meet the third time, you kind of automatically know them a little
yeah,
more, and you are
yeah.
much more open to talk about things, because you're like, okay, I know this person would like this or
Yes,
not like this.
absolutely. Yeah. It starts to
So
feel more like friends than being
sense.
professionally involved.
Absolutely, yeah, and that the even when we have a separate session on which we're only talking about social media and digital marketing, and
Right.
of course that's not to do with the technicalities of social media and digital marketing. I mean, there are enough ample number of people and partners who can help you with that, but the fact that how do you
Hmm.
want to portray yourself, how does this platform works when you're
Correct.
talking about weddings and wedding planners and designers. That is also a whole separate session that we end up taking, because of course it's the new gen that they're only looking out for you on these
Correct.
things. They're probably just coming to you
Absolutely.
in the first go and saying hi because of your Instagram. So yeah.
Correct. That's true.
Awesome. I think great conversation, Ashima. Anything for me?
Yes,
You want to ask me something? Please go
I
ahead.
think I think it's the vibe again. We click
Yeah,
quickly and
we
very
click.
well.
That's why it's been 50 minutes and we have been on and
Yeah.
on, and I just see so many new people joining. Awesome. Yeah, it was so nice, Ashima.
So
I'm
nice
just
speaking with you.
awesome, awesome. And guys, I mean, whoever's here, we just want to tell this is literally the first time we're even seeing each other. So
Yeah.
so the vibe actually tends to matter so much.
Thank you for having me. I'm
Um,
very happy. I mean, it's such a nice thing to have such a refreshing conversation. So thank you so much.
Likewise, Ashima. I'm looking forward. And guys, oh, I mean, Ashwin has actually been here throughout listening to our conversation.
Thank you for
Yay!
cheering for us.
Yeah. Thank you for being
Oh,
around and
I think he's amazing. A pepped up person.
absolutely,
I've always seen him smiling and so pepped up all the time. So thanks,
absolutely.
Ashwini.
Thank you, Ashima. I'm looking forward to having you on board for our courses. And guys, whoever is here and have any questions, please feel free to drop us a message or Ashima, or, on their handle, and I'm sure they'll be happy to answer. And I'm looking forward to having you and getting into more detail of in the world of
Absolutely.
design and decor. Yeah.
Very happy.
All
Thank you.
right. Bye
All
bye.
right. Bye bye.
All right, that was Ashima with us, guys. That was one fun conversation. I think it's so good to know so many new people every day, and I mean that's something that the industry just provides us. So happy to be here. And if you guys want to be around in the wedding industry and you have any questions, please feel free to drop us. Myself, from Swaha, Marisha ma'am, I mean anybody and everybody would be happy to take up your questions. And I'll see you guys next Thursday, by the way. So if you have any more questions on how do you want to take the course up and how do things work around, keep typing to us. We're always active. So that's it. It's raining in Mumbai here, so it's a beautiful weather. And I'll see you guys next week. Hope you have a good time. Bye bye, everybody.